dude.
Well, this brings us to our next topic, right? Because there's another movie that you haven't watched yet, but you're going
not
to.
yet, but let's do one more and we'll wrap it up because my throat's going. But
no worries. So the other one is called Border, and I was watching this last night, and we were watching that on. Was I watching it on HBO Max? I think. Was it on HBO Max? Maybe.
That's what you said. Yeah.
Okay. So this movie is called Border, and it's a Swedish movie. Okay, so it has subtitles, but don't let that frighten you, because this is one of the most unique films I've ever seen, and it involves trolls. Believe it or not, I don't want to spoil it too much. If we end up finding the picture with the cover,
I'm pulling it up right now.
Chris, before your throat gives out.
I'm pulling it right up here. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So when we get this going, you'll see the main star here that intrigued me when I was like, what the hell am I looking at here? You know, it's a woman with the security guard. She kind of looks like the Geico caveman. Here we go. Thank you, Chris. Now, is this intriguing or what? You're like, okay, what's going on with her? And you kind of get almost Mask vibes looking at this.
Yeah.
No, even though this is not in English, it's subtitles, you get sucked in pretty quick, because this kicks off at an airport or border situation, and she's kind of like a TSA type person, and her job is just to sit there and sniff passengers as they walk by, because she has an uncanny ability to sniff fear, shame, and hatred. She can sense those three things. She could smell it on anybody, and those people typically have something on them that they're smuggling or what have you. And she's very effective at her job. And so as she walks by with that face, she's always like, sniffing people, and it's like, holy shit. And she's like, excuse me, come here. And then typically they do have like child porn on their stuff. She could smell the shame of their actions and stuff.
Shame.
Right. So she has kind of a sad life in this. She, her relationship is weird. She just most has kind of a guy that lives there, but they don't really have sex. And, he's, I think, seeing other people, but he just sponges off her, but she's lonely. So she has him there. And one day at the airport, another person like her comes walking through, and she sniffs him. She's like, and they start sniffing each other, and then it's like kind of weird love story unfolds, right? And they're getting to know each other, and there's some irony in this movie, and I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but there is some weird shit that happens in here. There's troll sex that happens here. And
but just looking at this picture, you got to watch that fuck.
Yes. Not only that, I want to spoil one thing. You actually have to watch, like, okay, this is somewhat of a spoil, so turn this off if you don't want to hear this one part. But with these trolls, apparently the female troll is the one that has the and the man troll is the one that has the so that makes for a weird scenario, and you actually have to watch this one.
Wow.
Get a weird erection. Sorry, Mom.
Great. Great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I had to tell you a little bit, because this is something that some people might skip, and I don't think you should, because there's so many reboots these days and just stupid movies out there that I have to give kudos when a director puts out a movie that actually is unique and cool and interesting, and not even in my native language. And here we watched the whole thing, and it was funky as hell, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Look for this.
All right. I'm going to look Border. It up. I'm going to watch it. Border. Oh my God. I don't know about watching that fuck though. Oof. I like porn. I don't know that I can. I don't know that I'm going to like this porn.
Well, this is a fucked up movie, but it's not fucked. Like, I hate movies where people are getting tortured, or
Yeah.
They do go after some pedophiles in this, so they do allude to some activity like that. But it's not like you have to see somebody being hurt that way, So I appreciate that personally. But I love a weird movie.
Each other, just trolls fucking each other. It's
just
all
some
good.
troll fucking, Chris. You can set aside some time for that.
I can handle that. And I think on that note, that's a great place to end this episode of Chris Aiken Presents. Wow. Definitely want to thank our friend Scott Bowling for jumping in. Good Company with Bowling. Scott Good Company website, scottgoodcompany.com. Check that out. Eric, any gigs this week or nothing? Or
yeah, our next gigs, we have gigs coming up this month, and they are in Tempe, Arizona, and Coachella, California. We got some shows with Vince Neil happening.
Somebody
and I should have those nearby, and I don't.
I'm looking too.
A couple weeks away.
I was asked a question about one of your gigs. Do you know the Mohegan Sun, what time the gig is?
Okay, that I don't know yet. We should ask Jason Green that. Tell him to forward his questions to Wasting Time with Jason Green.
Okay.
He's a tour manager for Stephen Piercy, for those that don't know. And so until he tells me, I have no idea. He advances the shows and finds that stuff out.
All right. Well, then we'll find it out. And when we find it out, we'll put it out there, because he's wherever he's at, he's driving 11 hours. So he doesn't want to get there too early or too late. He wants to see you and Piercy.
Oh, that's nice. Well, he's going out to a great place. That Mohegan Sun's like an awesome casino. I don't know if he's the guy's been out there before or not, but what an amazing place that is. It's a whole like mini Vegas there in Connecticut.
Yep. So that's where you'll be. I will be right here, as I always am. I'll be doing what I always do, watching TV, watching movies,
holding down the fort. He's holding down the fort.
Yeah. Working on getting these podcasts all to mass audiences. That's my job here. So that's going to do it for this episode of Chris Aiken Presents. Eric, as always, thank you, sir. And,
thank you, Chris.
And until next time, let me get to the right screen so I can push the right button. But that's going to do it. So for Chris Aiken Presents, I have been Chris Aiken.
And I'm Erik Ferentinos.
And we will see you next Monday. See ya.